Hi Pete, Oceana here with G3 Agency. This is your free SEO website audit for Back to Eden Landscapes in Moreno Valley, California. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get more jobs by getting your website in front of the people who are searching on Google for landscaping services in the Riverside area. Like I said on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. All I ask is some feedback, if you feel so kind as to give me some feedback on how I did, if this was helpful, if I was clear, and if you have any questions, I would love to answer them, of course. First of all, let me just say I really love your website, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of a time capsule. It brings me back for sure. But I can see why I was number one for a long time. Your daughter did a really good job of lining up what you do. As you can see over here, all these, having links to the different pages that talk about what you do and all that. That's really good, actually. That's still really good practices. We would set it up a lot different nowadays for stylistic reasons, but the bones are good, as they say about a house, right? You got good bones. And so you did a really good job with this, but it is time for an update. You absolutely are correct. So the first thing, actually, I'm going to go back over here. The first thing that we do nowadays, the things that we need to update, first of all, you need a big click to call phone number somewhere at the top. More than half of the people visiting the site nowadays are going to be on their phone, and that's going to make it a lot easier for them to just make that call. And then as we go down, we can see the amount of words on your page are very minimal. Nowadays, Google uses content. Lots of words means that you must have lots of information, and Google is all about getting the right information to the right people. So you want to be the one with the most information about what you do. So you're going to want lots and lots of words about what you do, how you do it, where you do it, who you do it for, those kinds of things. And then you want to make sure to have lots of images on your site. And if I right click on an image and I click Save Image As, I can see that this image was saved as, it's just out of shot here. Hold on. There we go. This image was saved as 7231, which is not very helpful. So this is what I call a missed opportunity. What you could have done, and what I would suggest we do in the future, is save that image as a phrase that people are actually typing into Google when they're looking for your services. Because that way, when someone types that in, Google's going to see, oh, well, these guys have that in their content. They even saved images as that, so that must be what the person's looking for. So we're going to want to resave your images and add lots of content to the page. Okay, and then the next thing I want to show you, this is a tool that my agency uses. It's called Ahrefs, and I'm using the Site Explorer feature right now. As you can see, I've put in your URL right here. So this gives me some important metrics I want to point out to you. The UR score and DR score are how trustworthy Google thinks that your website is. The UR is for this one specific page, which is your home page, and then the DR score is for your entire website. There's a little bit of an imbalance here, but this is actually a really good, healthy beginning score. For someone who's not quite showing up yet and wants to, this is a really good place to start out. And you've already got some backlinks and referring domains, so that's great. I don't know if you know what those are, if those are just natural, so I'm just going to explain them really fast. A backlink is any link that goes from another website back to your site. A referring domain is any website that has at least one of those links on their site. So you've got 15 different websites out there in the internet right now, pointing to your site, basically giving it a vote of confidence 22 times. So what we can do is we can actually see what referring domains are pointing to your site, so we can see what kind of sites are lending you power. So these are sort of like, it's a bit of a popularity contest. So like makeitlocal.com, great one. It's definitely relevant because it's got to do with local businesses, which is what you are. The DR score, which if you remember from the last thing, that's how trustworthy the entire website seems to be to Google. A 51 score is actually pretty good. Now down here, this one, iecommunitythrive.com. I'm not sure if that's relevant. If it is, it may be worth keeping, but DR score of 0 is not very high, and so it's not lending you any power. It could actually be dragging you down. So just be careful as we go and increase these. If you decide to do this stuff on your own, be careful that you're getting high DR scores pointing to you, and you're not going out and getting a bunch of these zeros. A bunch of those zeros are going to drag you down. Some here and there is fine because that's going to look natural to Google. But if you go out and get a ton of 0 DR score backlinks, Google's going to see that as very scammy, and it's going to actually lower you on its results for that reason. So just be careful when you're going after that. Okay, and so I mentioned earlier saving images as key phrases that people are actually typing into Google when they're looking for your services, but I didn't really go into detail about that. So this is Ahrefs again, only this time I'm using the Keywords Explorer rather than the Site Explorer. And I put in Riverside because that's the area you're in, and then I also cross-referenced that with landscape, landscaping, hardscape, hardscaping, concrete, and wrought, the word wrought, because I figured that would pull up some wrought iron stuff. I didn't really find much about wrought iron, but I did find lots for landscaping and concrete. So here it spits out a list of words that people are typing that involve those words. And so we've got over here a couple of, again, key metrics that I want you to pay attention to. So when we look at this Riverside Landscapes, for instance, I wasn't sure how I felt about that one. I was going to focus on that one, but because it says Riverside Landscapes instead of like landscapers or something, I wasn't sure if that was actually people looking for landscapers or if they were looking for like, I don't know, images, like paintings of Riverside's landscape. I'm not sure. It was weird. And then when I looked it up, the top result was somebody in another state, and it seemed like maybe these people were actually just fans of that specific company that's called that. So it was a little complicated. It might be good to go after, but I'd need to do more research than would be worth it for this 10-minute video. So instead, I focused on landscaping Riverside, California. So that one, I feel like there's no doubt if somebody's typing that in, they pretty much definitely want your services, and they're definitely in the Riverside area. So that was good. So there's a couple other things I pay attention to. This volume right here, that means that 200 people every month on average are searching for this exact key phrase. And that's not landscapers, Riverside, California. That would be a different phrase. It has to be spelled exactly this way. 200 people. And then another 150 people every month are searching for Riverside landscaping. Another 100 Riverside concrete. So you can see how it really adds up. And then over here, this is another very important metric. KD stands for keyword difficulty. It's basically a competition score. How difficult does this tool, Ahrefs, think it will be to get to the first page of Google? And these scores of 1, 1, 4, 0, 2, these are really good scores for our sake. This goes all the way up to 100. We really like to stay under 5, and all of these are under 5. So this is really good. Okay, so if we take this Riverside, landscaping Riverside, California, and we put it into Google, this is what we get. This is what was it, 200 people every month? Yeah, 200 people on average every month are typing this in and getting a page that looks just like this. So first come the ads. They're great. They have their time and place, but most people skip right past them, so we're not going to worry about them right now. This is what's known as the map pack. This is a section where it shows the top 3 local results. And how it decides who the top local results are is through citations. So you want to make sure that your Google My Business listing is up to date. Specifically, your name, address, and phone number are spelled exactly how you want them spelled, because then you're going to take that information and put it into different directories like Yelp, Yext, CityStar, White Pages, etc. And those directories are going to help basically prove to Google that you really exist, that you really are the person for the job, that you really are serving that community. And that's going to help boost your credibility and get you up into the map pack. But the rest of what we've been actually talking about has been talking about getting up into this section here, which is called the organic results. These are the top 3 results there. Actually, this is only 2 results. This is like a mini result that comes from Yelp. But so we got the first one here, and this is the second one there. And this guy is a local competitor. It's actually a bigger brand. I think that they're national, but they have a page that's all about Riverside, California landscape services. And so that is the one that you're going to want to beat out. I'm not going to compare you to this guy up here because this is Yelp. It's a directory and it's just a bit different. So I like to compare to the first local result. So if we go to their website, and this is the page that's beating us out for that term we would like to sit at the top for. So what we're going to do is look and see how much content do they have on their site. Can we beat them out in that respect? Are they saving their images properly? And is that something we also can do to beat them out? So first of all, they don't have that much content on their site, so it's not going to be difficult to have more content and better content than they do. And then if I right click on an image, click Save Image As, there it is, I can see this image was saved as Landscape Maintenance Company. So they are taking advantage of that. So we are definitely going to want to do that as well. And then if we put them into Ahrefs, with the Site Explorer, we can see their UR score is 18. This is for this specific page that we want to beat out. So this is the one that really matters in this case. Their DR score is 66, which is extremely impressive. And it just shows also that they are a national brand rather than a local brand, because local brands, I've never seen a score like this on a local brand. So we don't really have to beat them out there. We just have to beat them out here. And then they've got 12 different referring domains coming to their site. So we can actually check out what referring domains they are. And this might be a good way for us to find some that we would want too. Like Womply is a pretty good score, but I don't know if it's relevant. You do want it to be relevant. Local.yahoo is one. If you don't have that one already, you definitely probably want to do that. Companylist.info, that's not really a good one. You can see it's got a 1. So same thing, you just want to go through and check it out, and that's kind of what we do. And basically this, everything that I've shown you since looking up the site, looking up the words, you're going to want to do this and then compare yourself to the top competitor and make sure that you outdo them in those aspects for each of those keywords that you want to show up for. And then you want to make sure that those keywords show up in your content and that you're saving your images as those keywords and that you're getting backlinks with those keywords in them. And that's going to help you show up for those words that you want to show up for when people are looking for your services. Okay, so this right here, this is my information. I'm trying to pull up the presenter view so you can actually see it a little easier. There we go, it's loading now. So once this loads, there we go. This is how you can get a hold of me. Here's my phone number, my email address. I meant to change that, but this is another one you might actually be interested in using, Riverside Concrete. So that's basically what I do. Those are my expertise. My agency also works on different kinds of marketing tactics, but we really focus on search engine optimization, showing up in front of people searching on Google, because it really is it has a really fantastic ROI and some really beautiful long-term results. So, pardon me. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I hope that you got something out of this and that you keep me in mind and you give me some feedback. Tell me how I did, if it was helpful. And if you decide to go with us, we can make a time, find a time to talk about these things, about your goals as a business and what you want to do in the next couple of years, and just see if maybe we can help you with your updating your site or not. But I'd love to stay in touch and just see how you're doing. Thank you so much. Bye.